What up, everyone? Time for another weekly roundup. Gonna go through some cool shit that I got this week, do some quick reviews on it, and see what's getting added into the collection. Let's get started. First thing I want to go over, these awesome figures I found. Here's the box. I'll be putting up a picture, a little quick video of the closer figures. These are called Nendoroid. They're these little figures. They got these giant heads and these little opposable bodies. If you can see like the images of the different poses you can do with them. These are such awesome figures. I recently found out about them. You can only get them in Japan. Now they're coming over to the US. They're really cool. Usually I don't like opposable figures. Usually I like them to be stationary. But these are actually really nice. You don't notice the joints that much. And you can switch out different body parts. Anyway, I got a couple of these. I got Link. I got Red. I also got Spider-Man. These are rollover Christmas gifts. Some of my Christmas gifts are still coming in because they had to be ordered online and they come from Japan, so they were back ordered and stuff. I also have some Iron Man ones. These are really good quality figures. I really like them. I think they look nice. You can set them in specific positions and then you don't have to worry about it. They come with different faces and different like arms and stuff. You can switch them out. I'll be showing you a video right now as they pass by the figures, what they all look like. Yeah, I think these are really great. The weird thing about these is they come in two qualities. I'm not fully understanding it, but here's what I've come to understand. There's the quality version of them. They cost about $50. Some of the rare ones cost $100 or more. But there's also cheap knockoffs that only cost like $15 or $20, which you would think is illegal to make like really crappy copies of things, but apparently it's not. I gotten some on eBay. They say the nice ones are from Japan and the cheap ones are from China. And that's not me being racist. That's actually what it is. Like the good ones are Japan, the cheap ones are China. So in the listing, they actually say that though. They actually say, hey, this isn't the good version, this is the cheap knockoff. And they actually go into detail about how it's from China. I'm not sure the legality of that, but anyway, my Iron Man ones and my Spider-Man were the cheap knockoffs, but the Link and the Red figure were the expensive, good quality Japanese ones. You can definitely notice the difference in quality when you're moving them around and putting parts on, because the cheap ones are like cheaper plastic and the things don't quite stay in place, so you got to be kind of careful with them. They fall apart pretty easy. Whereas the Japanese ones, they're pretty sturdy. For some of them, I don't mind going a little bit cheaper because some are really expensive. But these two nice ones were gifted to me, so I'm happy to take them. But they look really great. I think they're really cool figures. I just found out about them. I'm going to get so many more. They have Mario coming out. They have Snake from Metal Gear Solid coming out. They look awesome. They're cool little figures. I definitely like them. That's my review, and they're getting in the collection. They're getting their own shelf. So I think that is cool. Alright, what's next? This is actually a gift for someone else. This is a Cell from Dragon Ball Z. Got Krillin. Here's the animation Cell. Here's the Genja, or the pencil drawing. I'm going to frame this up really nice and give it to my brother. But I just thought you guys would like to see it. I really like production animation cells. As you know, I'm an artist myself, so I appreciate like cool stuff like this. I'm going to frame it up like I did my other artwork and give it away. It's going to be real cool. Next, fabrications. We got Batman. I said in the last one that I was thinking about getting Batman. I found him at Target for really cheap, so I got him. These are really awesome figures. If you haven't checked them out, they're from Funko. Kind of like pop figures, but fabric, like same basic concept with the big head and the small body. These are really good. They're good quality, and they stand on their own. They're not like regular stuffed animals where you have to lay them down. They actually stand. I have Deadpool and Rocket, which I showed off. They're really good figures. I really like these. Good quality. They run about $20, which is a fair price. The rare ones, sometimes they'll go up in price, but you can still find them for $20. I think these are very good quality. I love them. There they are. Next. These, which you probably don't think are that special. From Rayman, these Rabbids, they have their own game. I saw these, and I definitely like small figures. I always like to collect little mini figures all the time. And I didn't think much of these other than I thought they were cool until I saw they're from McFarlane Toys. And those of you who don't know who McFarlane is, he created Spawn. He was the artist for Spider-Man. He pretty much created Venom. And he's the creator of Spawn. And I love McFarlane's toys. I've always been a fan of his ever since I was a kid. So I thought these were really cool. I didn't know he was still making toys. So I definitely grabbed these two. There's only 2 sets of them. They're small. They're decent quality. They're okay. They're definitely like mini collectible figures. But I picked up both of these. One was 10, one was like 13. It wasn't super expensive or anything, but I'm checking them out. Gonna go on a little shelf. Cool. Rabbids. Next, just some small stuff. I got a tiny little Funko Pop Olaf, just a small one, because the big one came in, I think, like My Geeky Goodies. The big one pop came in that, so I got a small one to match them. Thought it was cool. And next, I saw these. These are these Microland Nintendo figures. I'll try to get a better picture of these if you can't see them. They're just really teeny tiny little Mario figures. They're just little itty bitty ones. I saw these in Geek Me box. I think they came like last month or something. I thought they were cool, so I went and looked them up on my own. They can be pretty pricey online, but my local comic shop had them for $8 for a pack. I think these are really cool. I'm going to collect a few of them because I like Mario. I don't really have that much Mario stuff, so I thought these are awesome. They won't take up much space at all, so win-win. The quality's pretty good. They have a lot of detail. The paint job's a little off on a lot of them, like, so it's okay. Paint job's alright, but cool little figures. What's next? Alright, so these are some Christmas gifts. Not really going into the collection per se, but I just thought they were super awesome. I got a pair of Superman Converse. These are super high quality because they're not knockoffs in any way. They got 2 kinds of laces and stuff. These are just Superman Converse, and they have really cool artwork. I'm not sure who the artist is. Looks a little bit like Michael Turner, but I'm not totally positive. These are just really cool shoes, man. They're expensive. They're like $70, but I got them for a Christmas gift. They have Batman ones and stuff. I would have loved to have them all, but those are just really badass. I like those. So, again, not exactly collector's items, but I thought they were cool, and I thought people would like to see them. On that note, since DC and Converse got together, Marvel and Vans got together. And these have got some Hulk Vans, some purple laces. And I actually have this sweater you've seen in one of my other videos to match that. And these were only $30. Like, hell yeah, $30 for some Vans just in general is awesome, but with the Hulk on them, yeah. And on that note, also got some Spider-Man ones. Spider-Man Vans. $30. Not a bad deal at all. Again, for even just shoes in general, $30 is cheap. Especially for Vans. But with Spider-Man on there, absolutely. Alright, what's next? So these skate deck. Loyal Subjects. Got 2 of them. Got Snake Eyes. Got the vertical deck, Snake Eyes. And then I got Storm Shadow, sideways one. Basically, one of these was supposed to come in my Loyal Subjects mystery bag, but it did not. I'm sure you've watched the video. I did not get a skate deck, and I was so mad about it. My girlfriend just bought them for me because she felt bad. So thank you, I appreciate that. I feel bad that she did that, but I was so mad I didn't get them, and I really wanted them. And they weren't too expensive. They were like $40 a piece. So, not that bad. And these look really cool hung up, like on their own. Like, skate decks, I think, are always cool decorations. I have a blank one that I'm going to decorate myself, too. So, if I get around to that, I'll show you that. It'll be badass. Last item. One more. So, we got some Dragon Ball Z figures. And I know, I'm a huge Dragon Ball fan, so I don't know if you guys are, but these are basically, before there was Funko, before there were mystery minis, Japan did a lot of these things. These are basically, if I can open this, Dragon Ball mystery minis. You got the 7 Dragon Balls here, and each one comes with a different figure. Now, normally they're mystery figures, but since you get the whole box, you get one of each one. And they're really cool. Again, once I unpackage these and set them up, I'll try to do a pan across video of these. These are really good figures. They have a really nice sculpt to them and a really nice paint job. So I'm sure you've noticed in my other videos, I give toy companies a really hard time on quality. This is why. Like Funko Pop figures, their paint job is awful. And I'm not doing it just to be a dick. I'm not just trying to be an asshole and give people a hard time. I do it for a reason, and it's because of stuff like this. Because these have just great sculpt, like very small figures, but they have full facial details, and the paint job is perfect. In the lines, everything. So if a company like this can do a perfect paint job in micrometers, but Funko can't paint a black circle for an eye, like they can't get it right, it's like, then there's a problem there. So that's why I'm so hard on other companies, because there are companies out there that do just such a great job. So they kind of need to be held to that standard. Not that I'm hating on Funko at all. Funko Pop figures are great, but that's why I give rating on figure and sculpt like that. So these are really cool. These do run pretty pricey. These have been out a while, so these aren't new or anything, so you have to go search for them. If you bought an individual figure, people are charging $30, $40, $50 for one. So every once in a while, a box will show up cheap. I think I got this one for like $95, which sounds like a lot, but for what you get, it's worth it. It's still very expensive, though. It's not something I would get often. It's a very rare thing that I would pick up. But this one was a really good deal. The box normally runs like $225, so I picked it up. And this has good figures. There's one drawback, though, and this is a huge one, and this drives me crazy. So you get 7, obviously. 7 Dragon Balls. They're very cool, but 2 of every 7, usually, there will be 2 figures in there that are just completely gold, painted solid gold. And I hate this so much. It's such a cop-out, and it's so cheap of them. I hate it. They put it in there like it's some special thing. Oh, you found the gold figure. Like, nobody wants the gold figure. If I wanted my figure painted completely gold, I would do that myself. Like, I don't want that. I want it painted with the good colors, like a good paint job. So I've never really got an answer of why they did this. To me, it just seems like being cheap. Like, they didn't want to pay the money to paint every single figure, so they put out a couple thousand of them that were just painted gold, and then put 2 in every box. And that sucks. That sucks so much, because you can't find the figures individually, and I'm not going to go purchase another box. So I got to find, like, the gold ones, or I gotta get a box and just like pray to God that it's the best figures aren't gold. I didn't come out too bad on this. Let me see if I can find one of the gold ones. But the figures that were gold weren't like the super cool ones that I wanted. But I don't know if you can see in here. You can kind of see the figures, but yeah, they're just solid gold. Like, that's so dumb. I hate that. So that's the only thing bad about this that drives me nuts, but everything else about them is great. And the other cool thing about them, if you do get a box, each figure comes with an additional piece, and when you get the set, it makes a whole nother thing you put together, and each box is like that. So I really like these. Dragon Ball has so many collectibles. I showed you the UDM figures that have amazing sculpts and amazing paint jobs, so I'm willing to spend the extra money to get things shipped in from Japan, because they're just such high quality. They're such good quality, so I really like them. So I give these a good rating. I'm pissed off at the company that they do this stupid gold thing, but they do. Whatever. Moving on. Yeah, I think that's it for the weekly roundup. Got some cool stuff. Also got my arcade block. Thought that was great. I was a little reluctant to get the arcade block, but turned out really well. I liked all the stuff in there. I'm starting to value Nerd Block more and more. The first month of Nerd Block wasn't that great, but this month I really like the stuff. I'm heavily debating getting Horror Block. Like, I'm not in love with horror, but I definitely like it, and seeing the quality of stuff, like, I'm debating it. So anyway, that's been the roundup. Thank you for watching. Let me know if you have any questions or you want to see better pictures. Anything you need, I'm here. Thank you all for watching. Love you all. Peace.